Let's go. Oh my gosh, I'm excited. I'm gonna show y'all some stuff. We've been in the kitchen cooking. We've been in the kitchen cooking up some spells, people. Oh man. We had a meeting today as well. Got everybody on the right track. Got everybody set. Everybody's all synced up and cranking away. Yeah. So, stuff you were hoping for things. I got stuff and things. Okay, it's time to cook. That's right. Oh, we're here. We're here, baby. Lurking for the cause. I see you, Glenn. You're not lurking anymore. Nice. Does someone say 0 to 10? Hey, that's what we're working on. All right, that's what we're working on. Right. I love the cooking emojis. Let's go. Hey. So here we go. I just want to show you guys. Some stuff. So I'm just going to show you this, and if you know, you know. If you've been around here, people, you know what this means. You know what this means, huh? You know what that means. What does it mean? Shoot, I don't know. Love to see that color. It's purple, baby. It's purple. Lots of purple. So, huge relief, huge accomplishment. So excited. In fact, we kind of had a little team celebration, but again, it was like a quick celebration. Okay, cool. Let's finish up now, but it was a super huge task. This might be the single biggest task I've had to take on for this game in general. It's crazy, right? But it's not green. Thank you, Copper. Thank you. So that's just, it's been crazy. So with probably, and I'm going to give you all a little sneak peek of the master document here in just a second. And then starting next week, I'm going to start showing spells. We're going to show a spell like actual, here's a spell we finished with. We don't have any green. That's what I told y'all last week. As soon as we get a green, I'm going to go to one of those greens and then tell you a straight up spell and just straight up show you one, right? I'll also get caught up with super chats in just a second. Hydrate. Okay. So as far as this process of how fast is it to go from blue to yellow to purple to green, the fastest will be from purple to green. So if people are like, oh no, it's gonna be another 3 months because it took like 3-4 months to go from yellow to purple. Oh my God. No. We have a plan. Good question, Chris. Nature is like literal plants, as far as I'm literally meaning simply plants. That's it. And animals, like plants, animals type situation, right? And then weather is weather, and wind and water. Oh, you get the idea, right? So there's that under environmental, right? So anyway, good question. So now what it looks like is so to finish what I was talking about, and one of the people on the team, Jado, was like, he said something to me, and there's y'all have said some things. I gave a spell showcase. This has been a work of love, a precious project. One of the things Jado said is that he's also talking about the team. I'm giving a props to the team. Jado's giving a props to me, but it's like a blend of a props. I think these are some of the most, if not dare I say, the most creative spells we've ever seen. And we're not trying to gas ourselves up, right? It's every category just has bangers of spells that are just cool spells that are not just fire damage. You know what I'm saying? It's like customizable, the enhancements. We hit the spectrum. We hit all of this, right? So a lot of work went into just making this purple. And the amount of ideas, I think if I had to estimate how many spells we made. Now, let me clarify this. Let's say this beforehand. How many spells? Okay, I'll phrase it like this. I'll start at the bottom and work our way up. The amount of how many spells will be, if you can't customize it, then it's not DC20. Copper, I love that. You see it, you understand. The amount of spells that are going to be in 0.10 are probably going to be like 70 spells, right? So it's going to be a lot. And they're going to be brand new spells, balanced spells with it, multiple spell enhancements and all this other kind of stuff, right? So my estimate is like 75 spells, right? How many spells will be in the core rulebook of DC20 when it's done? 150? maybe 200. I don't know. I'm just estimating, right? And then actually, I might say it like this, and this is a little bit of a sneak peek of how we're planning to do this, and also how we're planning to try and still get it out by Christmas somehow. The amount of spells in 0.10, let's just say 70. The amount of spells in 0.10.5, that's right, there's going to be a 0.10.5 that comes out shortly after 0.10. In 0.10.5, I'm trying to look to have like 100 spells, 110, right? Just get a little, or something, 100 spells, get another chunk in there, right? The goal, yes, is to try and get 0.10 out by Christmas. It's still a long shot, but we're still pushing for it, and it's still hope. Okay, for sure. In fact, the patron live streams, I'm going to change what we're doing during the patron live streams. We're not going to be doing this anymore. We're going to be making spells, which I guess is the green part of this. And there's also class feature updates, and it's going to be, there's no time to, let me just do this. No. We are doing, that's going to be happening in the coming weeks as well. And then you'll keep seeing the spells beyond that. And then where the game goes from there. So 0.10 is 70, 0.10.5 is about 100, and then full game 150, maybe 200, probably not 200 because there's so much diversity as far as spells being able to do so much. And then how many spells that we've outlined here in this thing? Probably 400, probably 350, 400 spells have been made, right? So and this is my design philosophy of making a game too. I'm going to get to all these super chats as well. Anybody who's super chatting, I'm absolutely going to come and catch up on these super chats after I show this. But that is my philosophy on game design. I do not think I should make enough to get a game out and just send it out there, get it out, let's sell more copies. Go. Okay, cool. All right, now they like that. All right, let's get an expansion. All right. What room do we have here? Okay, we can do, you know what I'm saying? My philosophy is, boom. This is the game of DC20. Now, what goes in the core rules? Okay, so let's put this in the core rules. Ooh, this could be like an elementalist thing. Ooh, dual damage type spells that deal both this and that. Let's put that over here. A psychic lightning spell, a holy fire, like radiant fire spell. Let's keep this in the dual damage type spells. Not in the core rules, but it's gonna be over here. All this type of stuff, right? So yeah. Now, what else there is to show you guys is this master document. I had to really look at this to make sure there's nothing like right? This is the master document with tons of spells. As you can see, for example here, earth spells. The category earth spells has 15 different earth spells in it. I cooked up, along with whatever gaps my team felt I had cooked up, 15 different earth spells. We are going to release 4 of them for the core rules. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, that's how that looks, right? So that is the thing. This document also has 85,000 words, which I thought was insane as well. So 85,000 words. So yeah, that has been what has been going on. All of the what's taking, what are they doing over there? What are they doing over there? If anybody's wondering, if anybody's ever wondered, like, man, what are they doing over there? It's taking them a while. 500 spells. So there's that. That is that's the showcase. Super excited about that. And then now here on, I'm going to keep showing, new spells from here. You can kind of see how they laid out and all that kind of stuff. So heck yeah. Coach doesn't sleep. I get about 6 hours a night. I get about 6 hours. Yeah, 6 hours. Solid 5-6 hours. You know what I'm saying? Let's go. So I'll sleep when I'm dead. All right. Let's get caught up on super chat. So now, if you have a question, ask a hashtag question. Big old hashtag, all caps question. Ask questions, and we'll go from there. Wait, why is this? Oh, is that how that? Okay, whatever. I'm sorry. I got distracted by something on the screen. All right. This is Liam with a super chat. This is less of an awesome person and more of an awesome persons. Thank you for inviting me to your community. Bardic Activation team, you're awesome people of the week. Bardic Activation, you guys did it. Liam's a part of your squad. Oh, that's awesome. Bardic Aggravation, if you're not aware, are the people who I did the DC20 campaign with. They flew me out and we played together for a week. It was crazy. Stay tuned for the future episodes to come. Yeah. Heck yeah. So they are awesome people for sure. And heck yeah, Liam. Jeff Chambers, again, with the 10 gifted memberships. I feel like Jeff Chambers has done this for the last year. I'm not kidding. I think he's literally super chatted 10 gifted memberships every stream without fail for the last year. I feel like that's not, I feel like I'd bet gifted memberships on that. Dude, thank you, Jeff. That's awesome. Super clutch. Simon, I missed last week's stream fee. Oh, wow. You missed the whole stream. I missed the whole stream. That is quite the fee right there. There you go. I think that you're caught up now. You're back to even. If anyone's new here, that I don't charge fees. There's no fees. The community imposes fees on themselves. It's crazy. I tell them not to. Liam again. Will there be pictures that show the areas of effect? Yes. We have entire charts. We have hex grid charts and line grid charts, or square grid charts with all the pictures. That was part of some of the stuff that also took some time, is lay out all the templates of what these things look like. So yes, very much so, yes. And then Jeff Chambers just super chatted a big old thumbs up. Jeff, you're awesome. That's even before I gave you props. Appreciate you, dude. Dead Man, I'm working on Steampunk Final Fantasy VII version of Waterdeep Dragon Heist for DC20. Would love for you to see my steampunk augments and get your thoughts, coach. Oh my gosh, wow, you're taking me back, dude. Oh, that takes me back to the early days, man. Oh wow, in the early days, I literally would make videos. I'd make videos and be like, guys, post something in the comments. People would leave comments and like join the Discord and like have things, and I would literally spend like hours just like going through just like people giving me stuff. And now if I did that, I wouldn't be able to make DC20 anymore. There'd be no time. That's, oh man, that gives me a flashback too. And the fact that you have a steampunk Final Fantasy VII is a very interesting part. And I see this. I don't know the combination. I don't know. The steampunk's not my. I'm not very well versed in steampunk because usually I stay away from steampunk. But it sounds like you're making this really awesome world setting. That's super cool, dude. And then Animate Dead. Animate Dead in 0.10. I don't know if Animate Dead will show up in 0.10. Animate Dead is for sure in the game. Like, absolutely. Summon spells. I can say that summons will not be in 0.10. Summons for sure will be in 0.10.5. Just, I can say that for sure. So there's your sneak peek, Dead Man. How have Firebolt and Burning Flames changed? Oh man, Liam. I am not going to get into that right now, because that single question would be an entire presentation in a future live stream. So probably not next week, but the week after that is probably when I will literally show like a section of fire spells, and you can see like the sphere, like the fireball spell, firebolt. But yeah, firebolt is going to be a base of fire damage, and you can enhance it to multiple missiles and all that kind of stuff, like scorching ray, right? So that's as much as I'll say there. But it's just a fully fleshed out spell now instead of an auto attack cantrip, right? Because in general, there's not going to be cantrips aren't going to be in the game. They're all spells, and they're 0 cost and all this other kind of stuff. So yeah, spells span the spectrum, just like maneuvers and techniques are just now maneuvers. You get the idea, right? And then in many respects, a familiar is just an extension of the summoner. Can wizard build their crown sigil to their summoned familiar? Can wizard bind their crowned sigil? Crowned sigil. What do you mean crowned sigil, Jeff Bengal? You can't bind a sigil to the familiar where like the familiar runs around and moves the sigil. That's an interesting concept, but that is not currently something I'm aware of, if that's what you're talking about. But extension of the summoner. Familiar is extension of yeah, I mean that's similar what you would be saying, where there's certain spells. There's gonna be certain spells in DC20 that augment your like body in like an animalistic way, which would be an extension of the shifter class. So I can agree with that. I see what you're saying, Jeff. Corin Horn. How much flavor text will spells have, or will spell descriptions be more focused in just the mechanics? Right now, there is, if it's up to me, there's not a lot of flavor text in the spells. If there is any, it will be one sentence. You know what I'm saying? And then this, what the spell does, right? It's the amount of flavor you could say of the spell. I just want to say like this is the, and then you can run with it and reflavor it. Flavor's free, turn it into whatever you want. You know what I'm saying? I've always pictured Fireball as a massive ball of fire that explodes. But then apparently my visual, a D&D Fireball is a little bead of fire that zips through the air and then explodes. I don't know. That's never been what I picture, right? So flavor's free. But there you go on that. Hydration check. I got you. Thank you. Hayes. Pizza money as a reward for all of Corch's hard work. Oh, Hayes. I can't eat pizza right now. I'm on a strict diet right now. I am on a strict diet. My family eats pizza, so I will give the pizza to them. But I have literally been hardcore diet for about 2 months, 2.5 months now. But I will give my family some pizza money. Thank you, Hayes. I appreciate you. Wheeler. Oh, what's up, man? Bardic Aggravation in the house. Wanted to announce it here. Aegis Virium is now an official member of the Bardic Aggravation team. What? Please direct any negative opinions of us directly at him from now on. Oh, no. Aegis Virium. If anyone doesn't like Bardic Aggravation and anything Wheeler specifically says, take it up with Aegis. There you go. It's official now. Thanks for the super chat, man. Oh, my God. Agent MM. I made a video making Mario in DC20. Check it out. Oh my gosh. I'm gonna have to Google Mario in DC20. Okay. Mario in DC20. The jumping. Oh man. All right. You got my brain going there. Okay. Nice, dude. Love that. Zagard 777. $50 super chat. Thanks, dude. Tremble. Lesser beings. Oh, here we go. Tremble, lesser beings. Your narrator returns to flood your fragile minds with the unstoppable machinery of my brilliance. Prepare yourselves. I shall tear open imagination's gate and hurl you into the world forged by my creativity. Zagard's back, people. Zagard is back. 777 jackpot. Zagard's back. Welcome back, narrator, buddy. Oh, man. So epic. Always epic. Vapora Light. Could we see a single spell? I was under the impression that you're going to reveal at least a few spells that are developed in this live stream. Not today because there's no green. The big picture of what is going on is these purples. These purples are the outline and the amalgamation mash of myself and the team, and that process being done. What now exists in that master document that I showed is 85,000 words of 400 spells that are here's what I want. The team has made that. I have put in an order. I'm like, all right, hey, I would like a spell to be like this, do this and that, not this, make sure it does this, and enhancement of this costs like this. It's going to be a square. Can you make that for me? And then now the team's and we are churning, right? The reason why I don't want to let's just show a bunch of spells is if I show a spell and there's a certain mechanic that goes a certain way and I show a mechanic, let's say I show any sort of mechanic. If people like that mechanic, that's really awesome, but then I could change it and it might not work like that and there might be a better way to do it. And now people are sad because what was this overpowered or maybe not good thing that they liked, then I now have to change it and now they're sad about that. Or in the other way, they don't like it. They're like, oh man, that's going to be how spells are? Oh, if that's how spells are going to be, never mind. And turns out, no, that's not at all how it's going to be. We're going to fix it. And then they would have loved it. So it's just a lose-lose potential situation. So showing spells right now is not something I do in these public live streams. I do in the Patreon live streams, and we're going to talk about it and go through it and talk and kind of work through that process. But that's kind of the rationale as to why. And I'm not just trying to be a jerk and like, no, ha ha ha. Yeah, I'm not going to show you. Next stream, there's for sure going to be greens on this board that are only purple right now. There's for sure going to be a couple of greens. I hope, right? There's going to be some greens and then we're going to show it for sure. And worst case scenario, if there's not a green, I will literally go find a spell, make sure it's good, and then show you guys that. And maybe disclaimer, maybe it's not done, right? But this was just a celebration of all purple. You know what I'm saying? So, Liam, In your opinion, what spell is the most good and most evil? Huh. What an interesting question, Liam. The most evil spell will probably be the spell, an umbral spell that deals damage in an area. It deals damage in an area, and then it takes that damage into a pool, and you can heal an ally with the damage that you dealt. Or I believe maybe half of the damage that you dealt, you can heal somebody for. So literal life siphon type stuff. Crazy, dark, whoa, right? That's the type. So that's a little like, see, Liam's so good at getting sneak peeks, guys. Liam's getting so good at getting sneak peeks. And then the most good spell, the one that pops in my head, I did this spell yesterday. It's like a radiant spell that is like a radiant restrain spell. It's like a holy light engulfs them and then chains bind them together, or possibly bind them to other enemies. And you can chain enemies to each other or to the ground, or you get the idea, right? Like a holy justice situation, right? So there's a little sneak peek there. And then what else we got? Liam again. What is the process of assigning spells to schools and tags? Can a single spell exist in multiple schools or tags? Yes. So there's we already have the schools of magic. I did a whole stream on that. I think it's because we've done such a good job at clearly delineating where these spell schools, the spell schools are and what they stand for and what they do. I think it's very easy to put a spell into a school, and it's pretty obvious, right? Obvious if you're familiar enough with what the where those lines are. There are some spells, I will say, very few, but there are some spells that do exist in two schools at the same time. That only makes sense. I think a good example for is like in D&D, a fire shield spell. Well, okay, that's an elemental and it deals damage. It's fire that deals damage. That's like destruction. But then there's also, it's a shield, so it's protection because it's protecting you. So because of the ways, I don't think that the protection or those type of destruction schools are good. And for that reason, it's a longer topic. So because of the way we've structured schools, it's gonna be more clear. And I do think there will be spells that exist in both, because that does make sense as well, right? Not a lot, but some. And then multiple tags and stuff for sure. Zagard, the largest and more colorful of the Glimmerfang spiders walks right up to me, and with its glittering eye mere inches from my face, it opens its mouth and says, "Enjoy." That's my best glimmer spider impersonation. Enjoy. They're creepy, high-pitched voice spiders. There you go, Zakard. Thanks for the super chat, dude. And then Kyle, attempt number 5 of determining DC of DC20. Are you gonna keep track of all these guesses? Does it definitely customizable 20? Now I do like that. That's pretty cool. Definitely customizable, because DC20 is definitely customizable. We're on session 27 of our DC20 campaign with the bi-weekly releases. Heck yeah. Love that, dude. No, I'm not confirming or denying all of your guesses. So there you go, Kyle. Let's try. And then Onyx Studios, 50 gifted memberships. Oh my gosh, Onyx, what? Dude, no, I went to the next super chat, and I got this wall of green of all these announcements. Thank you, dude. Wow. Let's go. And then Wandering Wookie, ground chicken with seasoning. Oh, makes a great base for protein crust pizza instead of cauliflower. Bake it first, then top it with whatever you like. There you go, Wandering Wookie. I've seen that. There's a lot of carnivore recipe things. I've seen the carnivore pizza. Or like the chicken based pizza. That's I would love to try that. I think that'd be great. That's awesome. Thanks for the tips, Wandering Wookiee Rock. And then Aegis Virium with 50 gifted memberships. What? Okay, so 100 gifted memberships from the Aegis Virium and Onyx Studios team. Let's go. Aegis Virium, a representative of Bardic Aggravation. Thank you and your team over at Bardic Aggravation. Thank you, Aegis. Oh man, you guys rock. Liam, can .10 get a maneuver and a spell templates to make homebrewing our sessions easier? Oh no. So those types of things will exist in resources I want to publish for how those work. In general, you'll be able to see, like, as soon as you see the whirlwind maneuver and the fire blast spell, it'll be just right there and you'll be able to piece that together. But we plan on releasing like homebrew guides, like how to homebrew to make stuff for DC20 that's balanced and correct and all that kind of stuff. I absolutely want to make entire things for that. So that's absolutely happening. Not in .10, but it's happening, you know what I'm saying? And then Vapora, I suggest you should word it carefully next time in your Discord announcement. And one of the posts implies you're about to reveal an actual spell. Oh, I mean, that's my bad if I alluded to, like, I'm showing you spells. I try to say, like, a spell update, spell showcase, spell, which I guess spell showcase could be inferred to show literal spells, but I think in general showing the process or the progress on spells is what I'm showcasing. So I see what you're saying there, Vaporlight. My bad for that. Is it really bad or just what's really bad? Clickbait. What's clickbait? Okay, there we go. All right. So now we are going to the questions. Where we at? Okay, Discord. Okay, live streams, and then today's the 25th, and there we are. There we are. Freaking shout out to Dustbreaker, man. Dustbreaker, always there, man. Thank you, Dustbreaker. What would we do without purple hearts or some sort of purple emoji in the chat for Dustbreaker? Freaking props, man. Like, genuinely, it would be so much harder to answer you guys' questions. So this is like a props from you guys to him because he's doing this for y'all, really. You know what I'm saying? So heck yeah. And then Louise, is there a purple theme spell? A purple themed spell? No, but flavor's free, baby. You can make every spell you cast purple. You know what I'm saying? And then, where's it? Oh yeah, Liam, how do summon spells work with no monster manual to draw from yet? That's the beautiful part. They don't summon monsters like that, buddy. Oh, I see what you did, Liam. I think Liam's trying to bait me into a question. I will say summon spells work more like Find Familiar than they do like D&D summon spells. It is going to be a stat block that you gain bonuses for, that you can spend more mana to add more things to, that has a list of traits to make a monster like that. And there will be pre-made templates and stuff for those monsters to be able to use, which also could double as monsters because it's all balanced, baby. Heck yeah. Wheeler, Liam wanted me to ask you if you could make a chaos spell just called Liam. Liam is a chaos spell. Liam is I could see that. I could see Liam looks like Liam would love that. I think Liam would love that. And I think Wheeler, you would love the chaos spells that are in the works right now, you know what I'm saying? So heck yeah. Afari Noxa, gonna use the kaiju rules from Ryoko, thinking of commissioning some art for it. Can I steal your artist? JK, I've never commissioned art for a campaign before. I think it would be cool. Yeah, dude. Fiverr is great. Fiverr has a bunch of human artists on there. Make sure you check to see that they don't use AI and stuff like that, that they're the ones drawing and stuff. And my artist is slammed. He has a lot of things that he is drawing for lots of things. So yeah, I've stolen him. Nice try. He's mine. Nice try, Afari. I know you're kidding though. But yeah, check out Fiverr. That's the best place I'd say to go. It's super easy. Fiverr's pretty smooth. So heck yeah. Now, to the questions. Jake the Beast Delta question: what kind of stuff will be in anti-magic? Because it's a really cool concept, but it's often done in a boring way. I agree. So counterspell, lame, all these other things. The 2-second version that I've said before is anti-magic would be like, there's an anti-magic zone that you create. You create an anti-magic zone, and as soon as a spell is cast within that zone, you automatically spell duel it for free. So like, wham, and like your magic spell duels and tries to sniff out. It tries to snuff out the magic, so you auto spell duel everything. And if you enhance it, if you spend more mana upon casting it, you get to choose what spells you do or do not do that on, right? So if you cast it at its base level when you first learn it, your ally runs in to try and cast a healing spell, doesn't work, or you at least have to spell duel it, and they have to spell duel your own magic, right? To try and, they still could, I guess, right? And then at higher levels, you could cast it to where you're like, no, I choose what magic goes here. So super cool, you know what I'm saying? So heck yeah. And then Said Hamza Asif. Question: are they all unique to DC20 or D&D copy? Oh my gosh, here we go. dare I say, none of the spells are a D&D copy, because if they were, it would be the lamest spell in DC20. And I'm not saying this is a jab. I'm simply saying it would stand out because all spells have spell enhancements. So even if I did just copy a D&D spell and it existed like that, it'd be like, okay, well, like, what's the enhancements though? And we'd have to add, we'd have to add to it. So if you've seen the whole process, which has now been spanning a long period of time, but the earliest stage is I did go to Pathfinder and D&D, and I took a list of all the list of every spell in the game and categorized them into categories, and then looked at fire spells and took of what is the concepts and the themes, dissected it out, like took like burning, you catch on fire, expanding the range of the fire. What's another thing for fire? A wall of fire. What if I made a wall of fire that stays there? A wall of fire you can sculpt and move around. A wall of fire that if you roll high enough on your spell check, the wall of fire instantly deals damage. But if you don't roll high enough on the wall, it deals damage at the start of their next turn. So like, there's so many things that you'll see, like, yes, there's a fireball spell, there's a firewall spell, but that would exist in any game that was made, right? Those aren't unique to D&D concepts. In fact, a lot of D&D spells, after going down this rabbit hole, are very straightforward and unimagined. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? I have gone into the Matrix and I've seen like the code, and there's so much room for growth for these spells, and you will see what I mean by all of the spells DC20 being as creative as possible. So there was a foundation and a base and a respect towards what came before of Pathfinder D&D spells, and some of the spells I was like, why does that spell exist? No. For other reasons, oh man, I could talk about this for a while. There's a spell, Investure of Flame, for example. Investure of Flame exists in D&D because of the system of D&D doesn't allow you to cast a bunch of spells at the same time, because you only have one action and you can go, you know what I'm saying? So Investure of Flame, if you're unfamiliar, gives you like a fire shield buff, and you can like shoot fire now, and there's like other fiery themed buffs you get. That spell doesn't need to be in DC20, because if you want to shoot fire, you shoot fire. If you want to cast a fire shield on yourself, you cast a fire shield on yourself, and you can just cast spells with your action points. You know what I'm saying? So it's been very freeing process of making spells too. So there's a little bit of a rabbit hole there. On the hydration check, I will hydration check. Thank you for that. Did I miss something? Hold up. Did I miss Afari? Can you use Kaiju? Okay, Kaiju as rules. I got you. Liam, I should probably be an NPC in the DC20 work that has a large spy network, so parties can allow me further information. You have gotten a lot of information out of me. You are right. Liam would be a spy, head of a spy, guild master of a spy network. Vapora, could your team answer comments in Kickstarter? Answer comments in Kickstarter. Oh, you mean on the posts? People there don't come to live streams or Discord, and some are grumbling about lack of updates. So the updates, the newest update that I've just written, actually today, for the first of the month, next month, because I do updates every month. So as far as lack of updates goes, I do updates every single month. But the thing that I have seen people be confused about in some ways are some of the things I say in live streams that I say in the update, but I said it like 2 months ago, and then the takeaway I've gotten, and that I'm going to do a very good job of this month's update, is being like, hey guys, here's the big picture, because a lot of people are like, well, when's the release date? And if you look back like 2 or 3 months ago, I had said the release date's not going to be this year, it's going to be sometime in 2026, and I updated that. But then like 2 months passed and people are asking about it. And I was like, oh, that was an update 2 months ago. So it's a balance of like, how often do I say it in the updates? And then, so there's going to be a big update that I'm going to try for this one, as far as the timeline and the expectation, all that kind of stuff. So yeah, definitely saw some of those comments as well. So there you go. Appreciate you, bud. And then Zagard, on a completely unrelated note, my wife has started her Ocarina of Time journey. Oh my gosh. Which makes me curious. Have you started Take Two? No, I have not. I have not started It Takes Two. It is still in our room next to the Switch in the box, but my wife's picked up some puzzling stuff, so she likes to do some puzzles. So it'd be hard to kind of go down there and like mess her up while she's puzzling to like go stop and play a game. So, and I do work a lot of nights as well, so there's not a lot of time like that. So I definitely still want to, and it's still literally on the table because I purchased it and it's literally on the table. Liam, I'm already owned a monster. I already own a monster, but it looks like the community wants me to have a spell as well. Yeah, you got one monster and you got a spell, and then you're apparently talking about NPCs. So Liam's taking over. Jekyll, how would you handle zombie enemies with a zombie virus? Oh yeah. I literally have zombies in my campaign right now. So anytime there's a bite mechanic that involves it has to be a saliva exchange is usually what I gate it behind, just for fairness purposes. A bite or a scratch or something like that, it's too not fair to infect somebody with a disease of some kind, as far as like zombies or werewolves and stuff. So usually, as far as any sort of disease biting things, they have to be grappled first and then get bit, right? So that's usually, there's like a 2-stage process to it, so they can really fight to not have it happen, right? And then they could always spend action points on the save too. So I feel like that's the part that makes the most fairness. And then as far as like a zombie mechanic is, if they go down, I roll a death save, and if they succeed, they stand back up, right? And I do that once, usually not multiple times, right? So yeah. Now I have made a monster once that had 10 health. Once you killed it, it came back with 5 health. Once you killed it, it came back with 1 health, and then you killed it, right? But if you dealt radiant damage to it at any point during its life health bar, it did not respawn. So you know what I'm saying? Like, you can do stuff like that. So anyway, zombie makeout sessions. Whoa, is that what I said? I say zombie makeout sessions? I have zombies in my sessions. That's strange. If I actually said that, that's going to be a strange little clip right there. So there you go. Cool. And then we got Power Hungry question. What will you do about the Simulacrum spell? Oh yeah. Simulacrum spell is going to be one of those spells that's going to be one of the last added to the game, if it's even added to the game, which also alludes to why I don't think some D&D spells should be in the game, because it just causes game-breaking things and strange stuff. So like cloning and stuff like that is definitely a later down the road bridged across, but it's on the docket. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And then Chad Garalti, question: what's your favorite spell category to build? Favorite spell category? Let me look. Favorite spell category: chaos. Chaos, wild magic, baby. Chaos was cool. Anti-magic was cool. Gravity and earth were cool, and protection was the most challenging, so I'd probably say protection was my favorite one to build as far as their question goes. Protection was the hardest one for sure, not even close. Chris G, have you selected which spells will be core? Yeah, that kind of was alluded to in the big picture we showed. There was like 15 earth spells, and like 3 of them are going to be, you know what I'm saying? So there's going to be a pecking order, a dodgeball team selected. No, yes, you know. So that's for sure going to happen. But how am I selecting the spells? It is how mainstream down the middle fantasy is that spell. And when I say down the middle, I don't mean basic. Like the concept of a fireball being launched and exploded. That has to be in the game. Period, right? We can make it cool and different and unique, yes, but that has to be in the game. There has to be a healing spell. There has to be a regeneration spell that regrows limbs. There has to be a curse spell that doesn't deal damage. It just really messes people up. There has to be a mind control spell. There has to, you know what I'm saying? So that those tropes, there has to be certain categories of things that we like, you know, make sure blanket out everywhere, and then people can kind of use them. Branching lightning, exactly. A branching lightning bolt. Yes, right. So heck yeah. And then Power Hungry. You include spells like clone. Oh, there we go. See, oh wait, you already asked that. That's Power Hungry Simulacrum clone. There we go. Yep. So I got you on that. T Dog. What's up, T Dog? Question: are you planning to add more wrestling maneuvers like you see in the WWE? Yeah, there's you'll see the new maneuvers, the new grapple maneuvers. There's a whole thing for grapple maneuvers, and all of that. And the things you can do absolutely would count as wrestling if you're going to check out some of the new maneuvers. So stay tuned for that. And T-Dog, you're a DC20 influencer. You should have access to all those maneuvers. Go check them out. Brendan MCC question. Hey coach, what are your thoughts on condensing all damage reduction resistances under the same name? Wait, half heavy brutal. So like, resistance under the same name like PDR, but just changing the bypass threshold, PDR half, heavy brutal, etc. Okay, I think I understand your question, and I'll answer it like this, which hopefully you feel like this answers your question. I like right now having both types. And I think at the state of the game where the game's at right now, I think it is good to have both types. And even if you don't like both types, it is more healthy for the game for there to be both types in there so we can play test both types. You know what I'm saying? I just said both types a lot. But the damage between damage reduction and damage resistance is always half. Simple as that. Damage reduction can get bypassed, and I think there's some value to that. I think it adds some tactics. It adds the ability for us to give it out more frequently, so we have a bit more nuance. Another example, and this is a bit of a game design thing. I don't usually go this deep into game design, but the game of DC20 has a low base damage. So one of the problems you run into is if something deals 1 damage and you want it to deal less damage, how do you do that? That's rough. Or if you want it to deal more damage and you can't go up to 2 because that's double. You know what I'm saying? So if you want to add a little bit of damage, but you don't want it to be 1 damage, how do you do that? Right? That's a bunch of game design thing. We have oh man. So many solutions to that. And this is kind of the reason why defenses and why I like damage reduction. I'll get to the analogy in a second. But that's where something like heavy hits, the impact property, where the impact property came to me while I was walking my youngest son down. The impact property is on heavy hits, you deal 1 more damage. That's it. So it's not 1 damage. It's kind of like 1.5 damage. And mathematically kind of works out to be about 1.5 damage. So 1 damage, your attack deals 1 damage. Cool. If you add the impact property, it deals 1.5. Wow. Not as broken as a straight up plus 1 more damage, right? It deals 1 damage more if you beat this, by 5. So that is great. So in the same way, I don't know if I'm going to blow people's minds with this, but maybe open people's minds to this. In the same way that the impact property, that everybody loves the impact property, is you deal this damage, but if you deal 5 more, the impact property grants you more because you've earned it. You know what I'm saying? And in the same way on the other side of the coin, on the defense side, what damage reduction does is if you fail by 5, if the enemy beats you by 5, however you want to think of that from whoever's perspective, if the enemy beats you by 5 and they overcome by 5, they bypass your resistance. So in the same way they've earned it, in the same way you earn it with the by 5s. And that exists for that subtle nuance of being able to give out PDR and DR, all that kind of stuff. A big thing that people don't think about whenever they start to ask about, let's take all the damage reduction and turn it into resistance, which means it's not bypassable. If that was changed, we would have to go through to every single spot in the game that grants damage reduction, that's changed resistance, and take it away, because it'd be too strong, and we'd have to nerf every single one of those things, because it would be busted. It'd be how easily it is to give away right now, how easy it is to gain damage reduction. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? So anyway, there's my 2 second mini rant on that. But I think that's a great question that hopefully I gave some insights to right now. Now let me get caught on my super chats. Oh God. Late fee, excited for spells. Kitsakune-kun. Appreciate you, dude. I'm excited for spells too, especially to actually get some green. You know what I'm saying? And then how it handled. Okay, we got the zombie super chat. Didn't miss that. Jekyll, with Artificer Infusions, how do you feel about the idea of players renting magic items from an NPC Artificer? That's cool. If you as the game master want to allow them to do that, that's cool. then that would be something that you'd have to resolve in your own world. And if that's okay, and if it is okay, then cool. They can rent magic items and give them back. That's cool. They learn the recipe, all that good stuff. Cool. Set a high price, whatever. The rental fee is extremely, they have to pay it. They're going to get it back if it's not returned. And then maybe let them rent it and they go and then somebody attacks them and then they steal a magic item and they have to return it. Like you can mess with them so much with that. So yeah. And if you want to say no, then don't let the NPC sell it to them at a rental. You know what I'm saying? So that's just more so a GM fiat thing of your table to call. I think it's a cool idea. Liam, when making monsters, maybe different liches based on different casters, wizard lich, sorcerer lich, bard lich, etc. Thoughts? No, I've seen the pointy hat video. I've seen all those pointy hat videos. So I think that's super cool. I don't think there's going to be a different lich of all of those things in the core monster rulebook of DC20. There will be a lich, but there's not going to be multiple liches. There could be expansion content, absolutely. The undead expansion, oh my gosh, the undead expansion, I almost just want to say yes right now to all the different types of liches from the different sources, a druid lich and all that kind of stuff, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, expansion undead content, yep. The one that releases the necromancer or the summoner class, yep. Heck yeah. Path of Most Resistance, oh, what's up, buddy? I deeply love the fact that spells are packaged with enhancements so that they are useful / scale with your level. Yes. I also want to say that the dedication of you and your team, the fact that you stream twice weekly, exemplary. Thank you, Path of Most Resistance. I appreciate that. Yeah, it's a lot, but it is so awesome to see how far this game has come. DC20 exploded onto Kickstarter, and the version of that game, the game is so much better now, and it's empirically so. The game is so much better now, and it's so cool. It's so cool to see that. And I also don't know if there's another game out there that has released in a certain state and has had so much quality of life improvements during the development of the game. Because what I see so much is like you get the sneak peek of it, and then it pretty much releases kind of like that, and then it's a quick turn, and they get out the door and they move on to the next project, and they already have a new update announcement thing. So yeah. I'm loving it. Zack, part 1. Wake up, sheeple. The truth is obvious. DC20 equals designed by conspiracy. Liam is constantly gaining information and slipping himself into the world of the game, literally becoming one with the game. I see you, Zack. Zack, the conspiracy has begun. Oh man. And then part 2. Oh wait, no, there's more. Part 2, Liam also created the conspiracies. We have never seen Liam nor DC20 himself, nor DC20 itself. Therefore, Liam is DC20 and the AI synod infecting chat. I've solved it. Zack, crack the case. Liam is an AI game. When you said you haven't seen DC20, I was like, I've been to conventions, I've seen people, but you're talking about literally the game of DC20. That's very, very deep right there. Joseph, what's up, Joe? Oh, dang, late. Lizzie and I say hi. Spells hype. Hey, Lizzie. I saw all these letters like, that's just Joe, because I see your image. And I was like, that's Joe. Just, are you in the mountains right there? It looks like you're in the Whitewater Rapids just chilling, dude. Looking good, man. Hi, Lizzie. Hi, Joe. That's good. Steph Vandervelden. Steph Vandervelden. Love it. Why not turn everything into damage reduction? And when you want a specific instance be stronger, then give it the annotation that it can't be bypassed by heavy hits or damage resistance is confusing, same abbreviation. Yeah. I think that's another example of a way. That's another example here. In fact, let me. I'm copying that into a. I'm gonna. You phrase that very well. You phrase that very well. So props to you for that phrasing. I'm gonna go to my dev chat right here and just paste this patron comment. Yeah. So you phrase that very well, because that is actually a possibility. It's either changing the damage threshold to brutal. That's a possibility. Having them be the same, and then just having this annotation of bypassable or not. You know, that could work, because that's pretty much what it is, right? So yeah, the only caveat there is I do like damage reduction 1, 2, 3, 4, like the actual number. I do like that as well, and I still want to playtest that. So yeah, we'll see. But very well said there, Stefan der Velden. Wandering Wookie, I had a big question to try and get a leak on December's magazine. However, I think it's easier to say, what can you give a sneak peek on December magazine? how next live stream is December 2nd. Oh, okay. Yeah. Wandering Wookie. All right. I'll show you all a little something. There it is. Not there. I got to go to here, and I got to go to here, and I got to go to DC20 magazines, and then I got to go to social system, and then I got to go to this. Yeah. All right. So this is the cover. We got the cover done. Artist hard at work over here. Where is that? Yeah, there's the cover. DC20 magazine social system. Oh, to win DC20, you must collect all 20s of the DCs. Oh, there's 20 DCs scattered across the world. You must find them. So there you go, Wonder Wookie. There is the social system. We got some bartering going on. We got a possible little thievery here going on in the bag sneakily. We got a little. Is this a goblin? Is this a halfling? Or is this a fiendborn? Or is it a mix of all of them? Ooh, interesting. Just trying to showcase some cross ancestry. Imp, exactly. It's a good example of imp. Goblin plus fiendborn. There we go. Right? Boom. So there we go. Yeah. So this is going to be the social system releases in 6 days. So heck yeah, that's gonna be exciting. And then I'll do a little showcase there too. But yeah, there's the magazine. So this is not Brutov. This is not Brutov. Brutov is I don't have that long of a beard, and he'd definitely be way taller. But I see you thinking about Brutov. I appreciate you. That's funny. Heck yeah. Oh, and but before, that was a loud clap. I'm sorry. Red Goblin. That's funny. 20 classes, 20 ancestors, 20 backgrounds, 20 remade characters. 20 remade characters. What's a remade character? Pre-made character? Yes, there will be 20 pre-made characters. 20 backgrounds. I don't know. 20 ancestries. You're onto something. Maybe there are 20 ancestries in DC20. Maybe more, though. I don't know if I want to cap it out there. There's so many possibilities, right? So say something in the chat, people. Say something in the chat. And then that's I already switched that. Okay, cool. Say something in the chat. Hydration check. Thank you, Frederick. All right. And did I miss anything? Win, collect all the 20 classes. Okay, there we go. Osteen has a theory. There we go. And then cool stuff. Yeah, I got you. Okay, cool. We're up to date. Say something in the chat. I'm doing a giveaway. Copy of DC20, all future updates, and the Monster Starter Pack. Which, man, oh man, there are some more things in the works. If I just showed a lot of stuff in progress on spells. There's also a lot of stuff in progress on the one-shot collection PDF that's going to be released, the Monster Starter Pack, the Monster Collection itself, and I feel like and an adventure, a 3-shot adventure that is just going to be straight up released as a 3-shot adventure. So that's a whole nother thing that's coming out. So lots of, and happy Thanksgiving, guys. On a for real note, I am thankful for every single one of you. I am so thankful for this community. I'm thankful for the game exploding the way it has. I'm thankful for the team that has been able to come and surround and lift me and the game and the community up to be as good as it is. I am blessed and thankful beyond words, and it just keeps getting better every year. So thank you guys. And what's January's magazine? An adventure. January's magazine is a one-shot. It's miners are trapped underground, and the mine's collapsing. You got to save them, and there's some stuff that happens underground. We thank you, Coach Aegis. Thank you, Aegis. Appreciate you. So here's the winner. Hashtag winner. Speaking of Thanksgiving, Turkey born or Turkey God? Whoa, Turkey God. Thinking of Thanksgiving, Turkey born or Turkey God? I don't know what Turkey God means. I'm gonna say Turkey God. Who's the winner? The Wheelers. Wheeler's the winner? What? Okay. Wheeler's the winner. That means that I'm going to be doing a mega giveaway on Bardic Aggravation. So I'm going to talk with Wheeler. We literally talk. We've been talking every day recently. So since Wheeler wins, it's going to actually ripple into more winning for you guys. So Wheeler's going to get probably like 2 or 3 DC20 giveaway stuff. I might even add, I'll add him some cool stuff. You know what I'm saying? So I am going to give Wheeler over at Bardic Aggravation, I'm going to give him some extra giveaway stuff. We'll talk about it, Wheeler. And then, yeah, so you'll have some extra giveaway stuff. And then technically this giveaway has doubled into another giveaway over on Bardic Aggravation. So the Fates Nightbot has spoken, even though he's drunk half this session, half these live streams. But anyway, that's awesome, guys. Sick. Can't wait to show you next week. Next week, you will see spells. Vapore, quote me on this one. You will see a spell next week, I promise. Quote me on that. So stay tuned for next week. Stay creative. Thanks in the box. Spells.